Was the beloved Mr. Rogers truly the gentle soul we all remember? Or is there a deeper, more complex truth behind that soft-spoken smile? For generations, he made children feel seen, heard, and safe. But even Fred Rogers had a side that never made it to air, an unseen layer to the man in the cardigan. "It's about the things that matter to me," he once said, "because it allows you to think about what's just been said." A quiet philosophy, yet before his passing, Fred's widow revealed something deeply personal, something not shocking, but intimate. And it might just change how you remember America's favorite neighbor. What if the most powerful children's show in television history didn't rely on flashy graphics or noisy antics, but instead, on the quiet strength of one man, speaking straight to your heart? Let's walk through that neighborhood again and rediscover the gentle revolution Fred Rogers sparked with a simple, soulful idea. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, the show that redefined childhood forever. Fred Rogers never set out to be a celebrity. What he wanted, more than fame, ratings, or applause, was to meet children exactly where they were, tangled in big feelings, small questions, and boundless curiosity. With a steady voice and kind eyes, he built a neighborhood that changed lives. When Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood first aired on PBS in 1968, it didn't come with neon lights or silly sound effects. It was still, gentle. Fred would enter quietly, change into his cardigan and sneakers, and sing, "Won't you be my neighbor?" like a friend stopping by, not a performer putting on a show. And that was exactly the point. Fred's show was more than entertainment. It was an emotional classroom. While other programs taught letters and numbers, Fred taught kids to navigate fear, sadness, joy, and anger. He gave them the words to name their feelings and the space to feel them. He tackled real-world topics, divorce, death, racism, disability, without ever talking down to children. It was slow TV, yes, but every second was intentional. In the neighborhood of make-believe, puppets like King Friday Threen and Daniel Tiger played out stories that mirrored the emotional lives of his audience. Many of those puppets were voiced by Fred himself, each representing a part of his inner world. Across 31 seasons and 895 episodes, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood became one of the most enduring children's shows in history, a quiet show with a bold mission. And yet, it wasn't about spectacle. It was about sincerity. Fred knew children didn't need more stimulation. They needed something far rarer: stillness, honesty, and someone who took their feelings seriously. Each episode was a tiny sanctuary. No laugh tracks, no explosions, no commercials. Just Fred, talking directly to the camera, as if he were speaking directly to you. For kids in noisy, confusing households, or those who felt like outsiders, those 30 minutes were often the safest part of the day. And while the show was understated, its guests were not. Fred invited artists, scientists, musicians, even animals to share the screen. There was Yo-Yo Ma, showing how music could express what words couldn't. Julia Child, delighting in the joy of food. LeVar Burton, spreading the love of reading. David Copperfield added a little magic, and Tony Bennett brought elegance and warmth. And who could forget Coco the gorilla, who used sign language to communicate with Fred, creating a moment of pure, unforgettable connection. Famous or not, every guest was met with the same quiet dignity Fred offered his viewers. That was the real magic. Everyone mattered, and the television world took notice. Over the years, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was showered with recognition. 4 Daytime Emmys, 55 Emmy nominations, the Cine Golden Eagle Award for standout educational content, like Let's Talk About Going to the Doctor. In 1997, Fred received a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Daytime Emmys. But instead of basking in applause, he asked the entire room to pause for 10 seconds, to think of someone who helped them become who they are. The room fell into a reverent hush. That was Fred. Never about the spotlight, always about the heart. Even after the show ended in 2001, its legacy only grew. With reruns, YouTube, and streaming platforms, new generations continue to discover Fred's timeless wisdom and warmth. And shows like Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood, from Fred Rogers Productions, carry his mission forward, offering emotional intelligence to kids in a modern world. Fred once said, "The greatest gift you ever give is your honest self, and that's what he gave, episode after episode, season after season. In Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, that gift never ages. To fully understand Fred Rogers, you have to meet the woman who stood beside him, his partner in life and legacy. Her story may surprise you. Who was Joanne Rogers? Before anyone called her Mrs. Fred Rogers, Joanne Bird was writing her own extraordinary story. Born in 1928 in Jacksonville, Florida, Joanne grew up in a home rooted in curiosity, music, and thoughtful conversation. Her parents weren't flashy, they were intentional. Her father, a traveling salesman, her mother, a homemaker with a deep sense of purpose and order. Joanne learned early how to speak when it mattered, and how to truly listen. Music became more than a hobby, it became her voice. By grade school, she was already seen as a piano prodigy. But Joanne didn't play to impress. She played because it made her feel fully alive. She explored everything from classical to jazz, folk to church hymns. When she earned her spot at Rollins College in Winter Park, Florida, she wasn't just following a passion, she was blazing a trail. Majoring in music performance, Joanne stood out not only for her technical ability, but for the emotion she poured into every piece. Professors took notice. Classmates were moved. Whether soloing or accompanying, she had a way of making music feel personal, like it was meant just for you. But Joanne didn't crave the limelight. She wasn't drawn to fame. She craved connection. She valued depth, real friendships, and meaningful conversations. She built community wherever she went. She could light up a room with her laughter. But Joanne Rogers also had the rare gift of asking the kind of question that made you stop and think. After college, she kept chasing growth, studying further at Florida State University before moving to Pittsburgh to attend Carnegie Tech, now Carnegie Mellon. This chapter wasn't just about perfecting her craft as a musician, it was about discovering who she was meant to be. Joanne Rogers was more than Fred's wife. She was an accomplished concert pianist and dedicated educator who inspired many. Their love began quietly at Rollins College, built on shared music, respect, and genuine kindness. After college, distance challenged them, but handwritten letters kept their bond strong until Fred's proposal and a lifelong partnership began. Married in 1952, their love was real, imperfect, and rooted in music, laughter, and deep understanding. Joanne was Fred's anchor, recognizing his emotional depth and supporting him through his struggles. Even as Fred became a beloved public figure, their private love remained grounded in truth and steady effort. Fred's kindness wasn't effortless, it was a daily choice. Joanne revealed the man behind the cardigan, sensitive, disciplined, and human, carrying great emotional weight. Their family life showed the balance Joanne held, often as disciplinarian and caregiver. Fred's battle with stomach cancer was private and courageous. Joanne cared for him with love and grace until his passing in 2003. She later shared these intimate moments to honor his humanity, not to diminish his legacy. After Fred's death, Joanne led Fred Rogers Productions, protecting and sharing his message of love and kindness. A gifted pianist, she carried forward their shared values with warmth and strength. Fred's personal code, 143, I love you, symbolized a lifelong commitment to kindness, celebrated with 143 Day in Pennsylvania. Joanne passed away in 2021, leaving a legacy that stands beside Fred's, a testament to calm, steady love made daily. Their story reminds us that behind Fred's gentle smile was a real man with struggles, and that true kindness is a courageous choice. Please subscribe to our channel for more videos, and don't forget to press the bell icon.